they're launching this, they're taking it, they're running with it, and it clicks. So take a look at the participants real quick and see, all right, who else needs to be on? I know no pressure at all, right? Who else needs to be on? And be sure to send them one more friendly reminder and just be like, you got to get on to this. So let's take 1 minute to do that. And we're going to have a really, really fun time. Shout out to Katie today, the master of puppets behind the scenes. Yes. And I see it's live streaming, so you're good to go and everything. All right. Good, 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 good. Okay. Well, good morning, guys. Grateful to have you. And who here was on our call yesterday, the six-figure blueprint call, by the way? Like, how fun was that? Hey, Gloria. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we just have the most incredible team. And things are just going to a whole other level. There's so much that's on my mind right now. But the biggest thing that's on my mind is, where are you going to be in the next 90 days? And as we see you, I just want to speak from my heart. Like, the biggest thing we're obsessed about, I talk to all the leadership, and everyone here is a leader, but every single person that I talk to, no matter what their title is, no matter how new or old they are, what we're all obsessed about is you and your newest people's success. The next 90 days is going to be the most explosive ever. And we started to declare that just 2 weeks ago. And what I'm so proud about in this team is we're always going to go through transitions, right? In business and in life, let's face it, there's tough things that happen, right? Who here's been through some tough stuff this last year, right? Give you a wave of a hand or put a one in the comments, right? Yeah. So that's the reality, is that's going to happen always. But the difference in arrival is how you choose to respond to that challenge. And what I'm so proud about this entire team is everybody that's here. You chose to raise your hand and you chose to lock arms and dive in and do the hard work when other people chose not to. And you know what happens? You get the blessing. And already within just a few weeks, what I see is we have more people on our calls. What I see is more new people coming on board, launching and being excited. What I see is new stories and new success. If you're jotting down any notes, the key to a healthy organization, you can see it from your newest people, right? From your newest people. If you see your new people are excited and they are locked in and they're getting success, that is already a good sign. You just give another 90 days and we already know it's going to be explosive. So that's why I already see from today's panel, I already know that this team is just going to take it to a whole other level. And by the way, quick plug-in, we do have PXP around the corner. Who here is going to PXP? Give me a wave or put PXP in the comments. I know. And if not, I'm going to keep on talking about it to you until you go. It's that big of a deal. Even if you can make just a piece of it, it is the single most transformational experience that you could ever have. We had a 2-hour call with what's called Partners Council yesterday. Today, we're having an officers call, and they're starting to unveil the agenda, what's happening there, what's being launched there. There was something launched yesterday. Corporate's already over delivering. You've already heard me say there's not one, but 2 products. If you want to win trips, it's going to be made easier at these. But even when it comes to technology, corporate, I don't know how they do it, but they over delivered something yesterday that we've been asking for probably like 5 to 10 years. And we didn't know they were even working on it. And somehow they fit that in as well too. And I'm like, what? Like, our jaws just dropped. And we're like, what it's going to do is the things coming out are just going to make your life so much easier. And it's going to scale so much faster. Like, wow. And the people that get it first are those that go to PXP. So whether you're coming out to Dallas, I know most of us are going there. Or, by the way, just a plug, if you have people in Asia, if you have people around the world, me and Becky are actually also going to Macau. We're a global family. So Macau has a PXP, China, and also Japan has a PXP there too. So me and Becky are actually going to go out to both of those, and we want to represent all of us as well too. So just, all right. So I'm going to shut up because um, today is all about our newest rising stars. And we talk about launching your business, going ultimate, and then going a key promotion called manager and above, right? Manager, how much payline volume does it take in 1 week to go manager? Throw that in the chat below. Manager, yeah, you guys got 1,000. Manager and above is when it really starts to take intentionality and it takes leadership. And you see a different type of business leaders sprout at that level. These three that I'm going to introduce you today all will not stay at manager, senior manager for a long, long time. In fact, I totally know that all three of them have the capacity to easily go officer and above. And so just mark this chapter because it's not going to last for a long, long time. So I want to introduce you to a couple of my friends. I'm going to pull them up. Maybe I'll just go down the line here. And we got Fran first because she's the early bird. Miss Fran, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Where are you calling in from?
From Hawaii.
And where in Hawaii, actually?
I actually live on the windward side. It's called Waimanalo. So I'm not on the cement jungle side in Waikiki. I'm totally on the opposite side. Really beautiful area.
Ah,
The beach is right down the road.
oh my gosh. Okay. Well, you said the most, I thought everyone in Hawaii is beautiful. So this is beautiful of beautiful. So it sounds like we got to go. So, yes. And what time is it for you?
Right now it's 4:10
Oh, AM.
a.m.
Come on. All right. Fran, congratulations. Senior manager, ultimate, so many things. We'd love to get to know you just a little bit more. And then here's some tips. But what brought you into Partner Co? Where were you before this?
So I have my license to do childcare. So I've been doing it for the last 15 years. So I watch a total of 6 children, 2 months to 6 years old.
Mm,
So I pretty much spend my time raising them while their parents go to work.
mm,
So
mm,
then I always want to look for something, other sources of income where I don't need to work, and maybe for me and my husband just to spend a lot of time together traveling.
mm,
So my someone that we know that's from the Big Island, which is the Hawaii, the
mm,
larger island of the Hawaiian Islands. My sister, she came down from the Big Island for a visit, and she introduced us to the drops.
mm,
And then at that time, my husband and I was looking for alternatives to get healthy
mm,
because we're getting older. We need to think about our health.
mm,
And then also, we wanted to lose some weight. So my husband and I tried it. We liked it. And then I'm more of a business person. My husband likes to check it out first and see if it works before we even talk about it.
mm,
So we tried it. Maybe in about 2, 3 weeks, my husband started losing weight. I did,
mm.
but he started losing more weight than I did.
Isn't that unfair?
It is, but he enjoyed it. He put his 100% into it. We watched what we ate, and to date, right now, I've lost almost 10 pounds, but my husband lost almost 40.
40 pounds?
Yes, and he feels great. He looks amazing. And so after that, I started posting about his journey, and then that's where everything pretty much started to get a lot more busier for me. And then I do try to post at least every day with the videos. So that helps as well.
That is so good. So are you using other people's stories? Like that's powerful. Yours is because some of us think, well, I don't have that much to lose or my health's already pretty good, which is a good thing, right? Congratulations, friend. That means you take care of yourself. But the fact that you're able to leverage your husband's story, it reminds me, who here knows of a company called Herbalife, right? One of the biggest network marketing companies out there. The reason why Herbalife took off is the founder found her in his words, his fat grandma, and got the story. And then the grandma story exploded, and they've done billions of sales So, Fran, congratulations on finding that. Okay. So, you took a look at this, you used the product, you just started sharing, and then it just started exploding. All right. Um, he's not the one that looks like Jason Momoa. Well, maybe.
He's better.
Yes. Yes. 100%.
I actually have him here. I actually have
Hey,
him here.
we got to see him. Aloha.
Okay,
Good
good morning.
morning.
Hi.
Oh, man. You're a good looking man.
Thank you.
Congratulations. How does it feel being 40 pounds lighter?
It feels amazing. When I started this journey, it was actually for a medical reason. I actually had a bad burst fracture on my T12, and I was told the weight, if I was to lose weight, it would help with the pressure on my spine. So when my wife introduced me to these drops, I was skeptic. Yeah. So I thought, I'll take the challenge, and so I did. I'm glad I did. So I believe in the first 2 months, I dropped about 32 pounds. So ever since that, it's been great. I've been holding. I think when I first started, I weighed at 226, I believe. So now I'm currently at about 183 or something like that. So I've been
Dang.
183 for the last month. So I
Wow.
helped with my pain on my back. So I'm off my
Mm.
pain medication and all that. So yeah, so
Come on.
for it. Thank you.
Wow.
And B's been helping us too. This is one of my great sellers.
The pulse band.
It's been helping. When I first started, I guess it was out of stock, and then it came in, and
Mm-hmm.
my upline Winter and Ginger was like, you got to get this, you got to get this. So I got it for my husband first to try, and then so he had it on for maybe about a week, and he's like, honey, this thing doesn't even work. So he took it off, and then maybe like an hour later, he's like, oh my gosh, my back is starting to hurt again. I go, where's your band? He goes, oh, I took it off. I go, put it back on. And then after that, I got one, and then the rest is history. We love it. We love the post.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, the band is it did just come back in inventory, but especially for pain, it's powerful. So that's an amazing story there. So if you use the band, by the way, put a 1 in the comments below. If you haven't had a chance to yet, put a 2 in the comments. Definitely would encourage. And it looks cool. People are always going to ask you, oh, is that a Fitbit? Right? No, it isn't. Let me tell you what it is, though. Okay. Winter, I know, is here as well too, and works super closely with you. Teamwork makes the dream work. Winter, I don't know if you're able to unmute yourself for anything, but let me know if there's anything you want to chime in on, because you know their story super well. There you are.
Hi, yeah, sorry, I was with baby in there and everybody's sleeping in here.
No worries. No worries.
Yeah, I mean, Fran just came in and the both of them had the most amazing results. And her sister-in-law too, they they actually kind of like signed up and tried the products for a really long time. Like we didn't
Mm.
know if they were going to come in and work the business, but they were doing the products and making sure that they worked, that it worked for them, that they loved it and it did. And then they just came in like just doing all the things and signing people up left and right, so excited. And I'm just so proud of them. Like they've done so amazing. And Fran is one of the most consistent people in this business that I have ever seen. She is posting constantly every day. She just leads with so much heart. And yeah, when Christian had his before and after pictures, oh my gosh. And it was so good for Hawaii because our culture too, like seeing him, it was like, okay, yep, yep. It's in Hawaii. It's working for local people. Like it's making a huge difference. They are just he's like the poster child for Hawaii. I love it.
Come on. Well, we got to go do something in Hawaii for sure.
Yes, we do. That's next. I've been talking to James about that, Fran, so we need to get on it.
Yes. Yes. Do we have Christian's before and after photos somewhere? Is it posted somewhere?
I have it on my Facebook,
On your face. Okay. I'll look that up. All right. I do want to ask a question here. So when you started, because I think a lot of us, who here, by the way, has had customers that have a positive result on the product, right? Give me a wave or put a me in the comments. Fran, when did you start posting? Like, what kinds of results had happened? Was it when Christian had lost 10 pounds, 30 pounds? Like, around when did you guys decide, all right, now I'm down to post?
I kind of just started posting just about the drops with no me, because I'm kind of like camera shy. I don't really like to post myself, but I said to myself, maybe later, if these products work, I'm gonna have to start showing my face, and or like showing results. So I think probably after maybe 2 months, then I started going like all in, because my husband was losing weight. The product worked, and all of our friends are tripping out. They're like, "Oh my gosh, what happened to Maka? He lost so much weight. He looks great."
He's not an islander anymore.
Yeah, we have so much great compliments, and everybody they're just like in wow, like you gotta let me try those drops. Let me talk to Fran. So
okay.
he is like my poster honey.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. So you started posting already before he got his results. When you were posting then, did you get sales and customers? Like, were things coming in at that point?
I did have a lot of people that was curious with that first text about, with like the bright background.
Yeah, the color block
it's
post.
not the shot, because I have a lot of that are on the shot. So I had, from that first initial launch, that first one, I had a lot, like maybe over 50 people ask me like, what is this? What are you doing? Very curious. So maybe out of that 50, because they start dropping, like the serious ones. Maybe out of that I had like maybe 5. So I worked with that. I just worked with it, and then my husband was like, you know what, we really need to work with this, lose weight, and then I think we're gonna get more people on board. So right after, when he hit his mark that he wanted to, he said, "Okay, honey, I'm ready." I'm like, "Okay, let's go." So we went in the yard, and now like I love to do videos. I love to post on Instagram and Facebook. My kids are even like, "Mom, what's that?"
Love
but that really helps. The videos really help and gets everybody excited. Especially,
what are you doing in your video when you say videos?
I just post us like walking. I post a lot of like, me and my husband together with our post bands. We just try different things like in our yard when we do walks. We cheers our noni, we cheers our drops. We just do all kind of stuff, and I just add in all kind of media, or like the song is what makes it, and then just little add-ins. Yeah, right there. So people just get really excited. So I just do a lot of that. So AI, and you get those apps, they really help.
Do you have an app that you like in particular?
I have several different ones, but the one that I really like is called In Stories.
In Stories.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take a look at that.
That's like my favorite ones, and I've tried maybe 4 different ones.
There we go. I love it. You're just having fun. You're being creative. Like, you have your own style and your own voice, and that's what's important. So exposure, 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 and it just continues to come in. So love it. Fran, Christian, congratulations.
Thank
We
you.
are so proud of you. Thank you. Thank you. Winner, thank you for your leadership and partnership and everything. And you hit speed to lead. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. All right. And thanks for getting up early. Guys, it's so tons of love in the chat for Fran and Christian. Thanks for getting up early, Christian.
Thank you. It's an honor. Thank you for asking us.
Absolutely.
To share our testimony.
Of course. It won't be the last. Yes. Let's go. Oh my gosh. I mean, what I hear is They're just following the play. It's very normal. It's very organic. I also hear some stats. This had happened with another call that we did, but you heard there was 50 people that inquired and 5 converted at that moment. Right. So that's 1 of 10. Who here is getting around 1 of 10? Like, is that like a normal thing? 10 people ask, 1 might buy, 1 will join. And that's important to have because sometimes we think, man, 50 people ask, why aren't all 50 buying? What's up with them? That's just the law of averages. So if we understand there's these numbers and it just happens a certain way, and it's going to increase, Fran and Christian, because you're following up and you're consistent, people come back. But if you know your number, then you can compete. Because if you're getting 1 out of 10, you talk to 100, you get 10, and then you just keep on going from there. So congratulations on that. Just what a sweet couple, right? Are you bringing your family in on this? Are you bringing your friends on this? Here's a homework piece, I think. Who's your Christian? Who's your next testimonial? Are you working on yours, of course, but do you have someone else that you can help as well, too? If you focus on that, then things will start to appear. All right, cool. Next up, we got Miss Allison Britton. Hey, Allison.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Coming in from a completely different part of the world. Where are you at?
Bentonville, Arkansas.
Bentonville, Arkansas. So we got
Home of-
Hawaii.
Home of Walmart.
Home of Walmart. Come on. There we go. Allison, you have a unique background because you've had industry experience. You've been very successful. But I'd love to even ask, before you got into network marketing, who was Allison?
Allison was a stay-home mom, blessed to be so. We have a 27-year-old daughter, Madison. And I was just so blessed to be able to stay home with her and raise her. And then when she went off to college, and then, she went for college and then she ended up getting married 4 years later after college. This mama had a hard time and mama needed purpose and mama got a little depressed. I would say a lot depressed. And I started stuffing my face and I started soothing my emotions with food. And anyway, that's who I was before. I was just a grateful mama, but I also needed purpose. So first of all, I needed to get healthy and I did that. And then I just started helping people with the other program I used to be with. And that 7 years later, I did that 7 years ago. And then I was introduced to Partner Co. about 4.5 months ago.
Wow.
Very skeptical, but has blown me away. So
Wow. How many moms do we have here, by the way? How relatable is that? And that's a very real thing, Allison, because we think, well, you know what I'm taking notes on? I want more Frans in my team, right? I want more Allisons in my team. I want more Vanessas in my team. So that's why I like knowing your before story, because we look at them now and they're like, oh, they're crushing it. They're so successful. They're like these amazing people in the business sense. But I'm thinking about where was it before? Because everybody started somewhere. So if we can connect the dots on where they started, I mean, there's a lot of moms that need purpose. There's a lot of moms that have empty nest syndrome, right? It's a very real thing. And there's a lot of people that stuff their faces with their emotions. I do that, so that's super good. So if we can connect with that, then you might find your next Allison, for example. I'd love to ask too, because you're humble, but if you don't mind, in your previous experience, what was what happened in that business? What were some of the cool metrics or things that you were proud about in that career?
Oh goodness. I immediately in the first year went to global director. And I just like I say, my daughter used to play college basketball and she's 6 feet tall. And I always used to tell her, you can't teach tall. Well, you can't teach passion. I literally had this fire. I kid around and say, I'm not techie. I'm not all the things. You can teach me those things, but you can't teach passion. So I had this passion and I finally have it back again with partner.
Wow.
And so that just drove me in the beginning. I have a lot of people in my circle, friends, groups. I work at a boutique a couple of days a week. I share this with everybody. So my mouth is open all the time.
Mouth is open all the time. Okay. I know you can't teach passion, but I want to try to, because you've had it, you've lost it, and then you had it again, meaning there are ways to actually create passion. Energy is everything, right?
Yeah.
It's caught, not taught.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm naturally like a not vocal person, but I've had to learn and lean into that. So what do you think are some of the elements that lead you to become passionate?
First of all, if you don't love the product, I mean, that's really hard to get some passion, or else you may be faking it. But
Mm,
in both of my, businesses, I loved the product. And I loved what it did for me.
mm,
They're two separate, they both have been amazing for me. This is taken now to a next level. I used to think I was in really good shape, and I was.
mm.
This on the outside. Let's
Yeah.
just this has made a game changer internally. My husband told me some news last night about he went to the doctor yesterday, and he had a heart quadruple bypass 14 years ago. And he
Wow.
came home last night and he said, well, guess what? The doctor said we're going to go in for another heart cath in a couple of weeks. Normally I would have just been a basket case. And I just sat there and I said, okay. I said, God's got this. And that's not me at all. That is
Mm,
me, is like this, and just
mm,
start to worry and all the things. That's what I've noticed inside, is all the things coming together internally, because I finally feel like I had a hysterectomy at 39 years old. That was a long time
wow.
ago. And I feel like things are now finally internally coming together, and it's I just can't stop talking about it to people my age.
Mm,
And I have a
mhm.
lot of people that have a lot of whacked out hormones. So
The very real thing. Who here has friends that have whacked out hormones, by the way? It's just happening.
yeah.
Okay, so this is what's cool, because Allison, the program you were with before, great company, great program, it all works, but it was mainly diet based. It was, certain food plans that were recommended, and it was very coaching based,
Right.
which of course works. Now you have the drops, and you're doing the same, you're aiming for the same result. I'm curious, from both perspectives, what have you noticed has been different this time for you and helping your clients getting their health results?
Wow. So I still have to, I really want to suggest to them, first of all, it's so much easier for them. Like, they
Mm,
don't really have to think about, they just take the drops. What I do really stress is, okay, you still can't eat cheeseburgers 3 times a day if you expect to, and still take the drops. I mean, I want you to create this lifestyle. But
mm,
what I love about it is more choices, whole foods,
mm,
and that's what they are after now. They're tired of the bars and the shakes and the things, and which is amazing in certain situations. But
mm,
I wanted them to figure out that it's whole foods is the ultimate healthy lifestyle. And
mm,
we start with that
mm,
along with the drops. So that's where and I just coaching is in my nature.
mm,
I'm seeing that they're so more self-sufficient in this,
mm,
and they're just, they're asking questions and things, but I don't have to babysit them as to
mm,
exactly what they're going to eat all day and things like that. It's all laid out for them. It's
mm,
incredible, the systems you guys have for
mm.
clients and coaches,
That's a big thing, you
or
know? Yeah,
partners. Sorry.
no, for sure.
It's just ingrained in me. I got
All good. No, that's amazing. Like, that's a great perspective, because if anyone here knows of people that are in the fitness industry, or they're a nutritionist, or they're in the diet industry, this people say, well, can't I just if they're looking for weight loss, can't I just lose weight by diet and exercise? Of course you can, but this does so much more, and it doubles the weight loss, and it balances hormones, and it's from the inside out. So Allison is such a great example. She is living proof of those two different worlds. So there's a lot of people that are where Allison was. Now they could be Allison now. So really powerful. Okay. So getting passion, diving into the product. Some of us here might want to make a deep commitment to yourself and say, I'm going to go make and prove out this program for me. Right. Like, that might be your next step in getting your amazing stories. I mean, Allison, I flashed this photo, but it's still mind-blowing to me. How is this the same woman? Wow. Wow. Congratulations. So now we look into the business, and you're also an amazing businesswoman. You looked at the systems here. Now, how many customers and partners have you personally enrolled?
I did a lot of behind the scenes work before. I just now launched on Sunday, but
Wow.
I've been a partner since beginning of August. No, I'm sorry, beginning of May. I
Yeah.
started the drops in April myself at the end of
Mm.
April.
Mhm.
And I did a lot of behind the scenes work just with my friends and family and got some there. I think total is 48, but in the since I've launched on Sunday, I have, where's my stats? I have 9 new preferred customers, 9 new brand partners. 4 more were supposed to sign up for customers today, and 2 more brand partners were supposed to sign up today. So that's
Wow.
that. Danielle said to me, and I love Danielle. Can I just tell you, she took me under her wing, and you both have just been amazing. I haven't had this kind of leadership in a long time, so it's very good. So I appreciate y'all got me excited about it, but I'm a acolytes girl. I don't know. That's just the way I like. In
Oh.
fact, I filled out that paperwork yesterday for the free prizes, and I was like, I put in 18. I submitted 18. I said, if I don't win something, I want to win something. That's me. That's my personality, you know. But Danielle said, you will get to officer. We're going to get you to officer before PXP. And I looked at my,
Mm.
even noticed this morning because I'm having so much fun. But then I went, when you said stats, I'm like, okay, let me look. So I'm 312 away from director, which I will get by today.
Come
And
on.
then 4,979 before officer. And I was like, you know what? That is in front of me on my desk. That's what I'm doing. It's not about a rank. It's about the people behind, how many people so far helping that makes the rank. But it was, she challenged me in the beginning. I said, okay, let's go. So anyway, I'm
Mm.
ready to help more people. It's just been so much fun. My husband's like, you have never been having more fun. I haven't seen you like this in a long time.
Wow. Wow. So many nuggets there. Are you playing the games? We have the Giddy Up for PXP promo, which Allison is referring to. So whatever you get 100 PV of enrollment, log in your enrollments tomorrow on our Friday call. We will give away prizes. And I hear that, Allison. I think you're a woman that you have a very strong will. So while it's random, I feel like you can outwill randomness, of the prizes. So we'll see. And play the games. Right, just play it, have fun. That's what I'm hearing from you. I was just having fun, and just the things start falling into, people can feel that, it's like people can feel the passion, people can feel fun. They want to be around that. So that's a
The
major
one
thing.
thing I learned, James, is I can't control anything except me. And so
Mm,
I can send the link out all day long. That doesn't mean they're going to sign up. I can just control what I do on my side.
mm,
I can't let the rejection, if they don't want to join, that doesn't mean
mhm,
they're rejecting me. That just means they're
mm,
not ready yet. And what I have learned in the last 7 years, I can't force anyone unless they are ready to change their lives.
that's huge. That's the only way you can help a lot of people, when you take the 3 off your back, so to speak. So that's huge. Love that. Last piece of this, Allison. I mean, we can go for days, but systems are huge. And you've put, I'm looking right now, 44 people into the machine. Like, they've opted in. You already are one of the top people already that have utilized the machine. So, on a business standpoint, with our systems, what have you noticed? What has it done for you?
Wow, I could go on for hours on this one. Time freedom. Like insane how much more I can get done with the link with them, because most people just want information at first. I learned most people do not want to get on the phone with me. And
Mm,
that's what I was doing, because I want to hear your goals. I want to hear those things. But first of all, you want information. If I can get you the information first and get you going, then I can go back on client calls and just talk about, well, what are your goals, and write those down so I can remind them of those goals when they want to quit or they say it's not working or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. But you said you wanted A, how are we going to get there? So the systems have been, I have been churning this thing out, and enjoying my family and friends more than ever because I can do it from wherever. I don't have to feel like I have to leave the restaurant and jump on a call for 30 minutes and all these things. I know all those things will come later as we start building teams and things, but clients themselves right now, it's just been insane. I have just been more productive and done more because of the machine. And that is the one thing that is just blowing my mind. And how when you bring on a brand partner, how literally you give them the machine. They go step by step. Now some of them are going to need some, more, and that's okay. We all learn at different speeds, but it just blows me away that it's that easy to bring on someone that's passionate about creating lives for their families. And that may mean they may not want. I told the one yesterday, I had a coffee with her, and I said, what you do in your business may not be what I do in my business. Success to you may be $2,000 extra a month for you to whatever. Success in my business, in my empty nester season right now, may mean more travel, the things I want to do, all the things. So success is not being at the top. Success is whatever it is for your family and you want. And I have seen that nobody pushes you in this company, nobody pushes you to more than what you want in your life, in your business.
Well said. My gosh, that's huge, Allison. So you're a living testimony, both the product that this is easier to use and it gets simpler results and it doesn't weigh you down. On the business aspect, that even as because I think a lot of us are scared as we get more, you're like, man, I'm going to suffocate my time with my family. And it's this weird feeling of maybe I just need to sacrifice for like 3 to 5 years and, bite the bullet and then I'll get freedom. But what you're already seeing and saying is as you're building and expanding and scaling very quickly, it's actually not even that bad. It's you're juggling a little bit, but you legitimately still have freedom in your life because of the systems and you're leveraging those tools.
Absolutely.
Wow. Allison, we just got passionate because you're passionate.
Good.
Thank you. Huge
I
congrats.
guess you can teach passion.
You can. Just hang around Allison, right? And the best way, by the way, for passion, go to PXP. That'll set you on fire. So Allison, congrats. Early congrats to director. So good. Oh my gosh. Is everyone getting at least a nugget so far? Give me a wave, put a 1 in the comments. Like there's so much genius I'm learning from these guys. And I'm just like, it's so important. Utilize their stories, right? As you're prospecting and connecting, talk about Fran, talk about Christian, talk about Allison. You know them now. You're friends, right? Follow them, connect with them. And they're all within our community here. Last but not least, we got Miss Vanessa Fielden out here all the way from, where are you calling in from today, Vanessa? Oh, sorry. Unmute yourself one more time. I accidentally.
Coming in from Bali.
Bali, but originally from?
From Melbourne, Australia.
There we go. All right.
Yes.
On the other side of the planet, it is almost 11 p.m. for you. All right. So Vanessa, would love to hear your story too. You've had a long, rich history in a lot of things, but in health and wellness, in network marketing. Let's go back in the day real quick. Like, who is Vanessa before even network marketing?
Okay. I was in corporate public relations, and I actually worked more in the finance, mining industry type PR. But I also spent a couple of years in the pharmaceutical industry, organizing conferences and conventions. And so I was already everything, queen of green. I was always natural supplements. I've always intuitively knew that was my thing. But the pharmaceutical industry taught me that things aren't always what they seem. And, when we talk about trust the science, it's more about trust the presentation of the science. And that was what I learned not to do because it can be very manipulated and and I was working with these people. I was bringing in scientists from around the world, leaders in their field, to talk at conferences, but we gave them an agenda that they had to present and a story they had to tell, and it had to fit the story of the pharmaceutical company wanted. So that
We're going
like
there.
10x. No, I know. Controversy and all the things. But, I was already, as I said, already along that path. That reaffirmed my belief in the body's ability to heal itself if you gave it the right raw materials.
Mm.
So that was a really good thing because I saw it firsthand. I saw doctors getting checks. We used to bring them in from doctors, around the world and bring their wives and, coming into I was in Adelaide, little old Adelaide. We'd bring them in via somewhere very glamorous or on the way home somewhere very glamorous for, 10-day junket or, their cars were paid for or all that thing. So I saw a lot of things that
Yeah.
led me to believe that, and not all supplements, obviously, you have to do a lot of research into that sort of thing too, because there's the good, bad, and the ugly. But I sort of worked very much intuitively. I'm always very intuitive about things. And then if it feels right, then I kind of look at the background behind something and to see, okay, does it stack up? Is my intuition on point? So yeah.
That's huge. So you spent now how many years in let's just call it the holistic health space and the supplement space?
Okay. Probably 20 something years.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you went
So,
from
yeah.
pharmaceutical to holistic health, and you're a prickler with quality. I'm curious when you took a look at Partner Co, because you're very, very strict. What about here, whether intuitively or even as you did your own research, stood out for you?
It was a bit different. Initially, I was desperate, so I'd tried a lot of things. I was at the point where, and I had a motorbike accident. I was a passenger on a motorbike in Spain about 20 months ago. So I had a lot of brain fog. I had a shoulder injury that requires surgery, but I was in a lot of pain, and I still am, but I was in a lot that required a lot of medication, and so I had a lot of brain fog. I couldn't sleep. So I've actually, despite all the natural things and what have you, I had insomnia for 24 years,
How bad was your
and
insomnia?
oh, it was 2 to 4 hours of sleep most nights, sometimes nothing a night. Yeah, sometimes I would just literally lay there the entire night and just not sleep.
For
So
25 years.
yeah, nearly 25 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I had got to the point, I used to have my little stash, but I got to the point I had every natural remedy you can imagine. But then I also had started exploring non-natural because I was desperate. I was just literally, and it was 4 or 5 weeks before I got introduced to the drops that I actually said to my, now ex-partner, but I said to my partner, we're going to a 21st. And I said to him on the way there, stop at a chemist. I need drugs. I give in. I need drugs. I'm a train wreck. And we got some, and on the way home, when we got home, I took some and I woke up feeling like, death. But I didn't even sleep that long. I probably slept for 5 hours or something. But yeah. So what really stood out for me was it was just an energy thing initially. Okay. So I was desperate to lose weight. So from the accident and not being able to exercise for 18 months or whatever it was at that stage, because I have to be careful that I don't make the tears and the dislocations and all the things worse. So I had put on oh God, I think 18 kilograms, which I think that's something like
40 pounds.
20. Yeah, 22, yeah, something like that. I'd put that on in about a year. And I went to my daughter's engagement. So the truth is, I didn't actually really look into any science. I just give me something that's going to help me lose weight. I'm freaking desperate. I've tried it all. For Emma's engagement, she posted photographs and I was devastated. I was literally devastated looking at myself in these photos and I cried. So I was trying anything and everything. And Googling and all the things, and
Mhm.
I came up with someone who was familiar to me taking these drops. I'm like,
Mm,
message, get me on them. I want them now. It wasn't
mm,
just because I'd seen that she'd struggled with weight for years and
mhm.
she'd lost weight. So I didn't, that's just the truth. This is the first
Yeah.
time ever in my life I did no research. I'm just gimme, I'll take them.
Wow. And what
Anything.
happened? What are some of the benefits you've seen?
Wow. Wow. So, okay, of the sleep thing. So within about 7 to 10 days, I went from that 0 to 2 to 4 hours a night sleep. I started getting 8 hours a night sleep. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
And the truth is, I was waking up feeling very groggy,
Yeah.
like standing up and almost feeling like I was going to pass out. And that happened for about 4 days. And I'm thinking, shit, I thought I was going to promote these things, but if they make me feel like this, like, no way. Um, but that, I think it was just my body's going, what the hell is going on here? We
What
don't
is the
do this
sleep
sleep
thing?
thing. Yeah. So I think that's what happened, because then about the fifth or sixth day, then it's like, oh, okay, now this is what it feels like to feel normal. And now I'm waking up and I'm getting up and I can stand without feeling wobbly. And I felt
Mm,
amazing. It was like, oh my God, I don't know when I last felt like this. So
wow.
it was
Wow.
it was incredible. Yeah, it was incredible. And then I started losing weight. And
Uh,
then I started shedding the kilos. And I think within 10 weeks, it was about 10 kilos, which is 22
wow.
pounds.
Wow.
And like my face changed shape. Like it just looked like a different person. My clothes. So I got back to Bali, a few weeks ago, and I rang my tailor and I said, "You got to come over. I've got nothing to wear. Nothing." So he took my clothes in, and I wish I had have taken a photo. I can't believe I didn't do that. Like he's taken things this much in on both sides. And I'm like, he goes, and Asians speak differently, right? And he goes, "Vanessa, no longer fat." I'm like, thanks, Alex. Like, and that's what my massage therapist said too. He goes, "Vanessa, skinny now." He goes, "No more fat." I'm like, yeah, no, thank you very much.
Oh my gosh. That is miraculous
um,
and amazing. Vanessa,
yeah,
congratulations. We're so proud of you on that. Let's pivot
yeah,
real
yeah.
quick. One thing I'm sure you guys can tell is Vanessa's so authentic, right? She is so, and I think that's one big thing for Fran, for Allison, for anyone, for you, is you have to remain
Mm,
are. You have to remain authentically you, but they're also big on quality.
mm,
They're big on high. You can feel the standards that they have. So be you, but the better version of you. They're striving for better. And as they go through this journey, it's very credible building, reputation building. So Vanessa, pivoting to the business side, you're a
mhm,
manager, wrapping up senior manager soon. I know you've
yeah.
launched, and it's harder when you're in a different time zone in a different part of the world than most of the team. Now we do have a big Aussie team in these things, but in this call,
Mm,
this is a weird
yeah.
time for live Australians to be on. But you went above and beyond that, and you started creating a team. And Nikki's here, for example, that I see. Talk about team building,
Mm,
because you have a fantastic team of amazing,
I
amazing
do.
women. What's a tip that you have for not just enrolling partners, but getting them on board with you in the mission?
Um, I mean, the biggest thing is turning up for everything. So I figure that I turn up. I mean, look, I actually had a little sleep before I jumped on here tonight. That's because I'm getting up these days at about 6 o'clock. I head to the beach. I do my walk. I do my thing. I connect with them pretty much every day. And I also figure that it doesn't matter. Once upon a time, I used to think, I had a previous business that I was working with another company. And I used to think initially, like, if they're not turning up to something, I don't have to, because they're not going to be there. They're not going to
Mm,
know. And then I realized, or someone told me, kicking the butt and said, but do you understand that there's an energetic thing, right? There's a
mhm,
vibrational thing. And
mhm,
we are all interwoven, and therefore energetically they're going to know you're not there.
mhm,
And also what you're not going to learn by not turning up, because it's
mm,
free to turn up to these things. And this is what I, teach with NLP and stuff. It's in some of the events that I used to put on, it's free to attend, but what does it cost not to attend?
Ooh.
And yeah, that's the big thing, is that it costs not to be there. And so if I'm there, and then the team more energetic, I can share things that were on here. Like, guess what? I don't ring them sometimes. Oh, listen to what you missed out on last night. And you just got to turn up to everything. And I think the other thing is that also having your camera on Zooms is like, it's a everything, because not only that, when you take your photos to put in your social media and all that sort of thing, but also again, it's an energy thing. You bring a different energy to the Zoom. And so, I've done some trainings with the guys and stuff like that, and some of them don't have their camera on. I invite everyone to. It's not like you have to, but there's an energy when you have your thing that you bring to everyone else. And, I guess even to the speakers, you bring an energy to support speakers and all that sort of
100%.
thing. So, yeah, I'm big on energy. I think that's the thing too. I'm big on energy. So when I'm talking to people, I just give everything, I just give it. And partly, I guess, so I've been trained in NLP and hypnotherapy. So I guess there's an element, and also, I guess, go back to my corporate PR days, etc. But I'm an introvert, right? So this is so easy for me to talk here, because I'm just talking to you and we're having a chat, and I can pretend that there's not a bunch of people listening. Or when I go live, again, I'm so introverted, so those things are kind of easy for me. And then I get in persons, so I'm actually quite happy being on the other side of the world in my own little world, and it works for me. Social media works for me because I'm so introverted. Yeah.
Oh, this is we don't talk about this enough, Vanessa, but it's so key. Guys, I hope you really take this note. How you show up does mean everything. And you determine what that looks like for you, right? But if you know, Vanessa's always put together. She's always got her camera on. She's at the oddest of sometimes at midnight, right? Allison, you saw, she's always on camera. She's always dressed up. We're in a time that it's easy to be lazy, right? It's easy to just put on, COVID happened. Everyone was like sweats on the bottom and top is put together. I'm like, while you can do that, the cost of doing it hurts more, because it's like affirmation to yourself and how you show up. So I'm so grateful you brought that up, because let's just be aware of that. So here's my challenge, everyone. How can you show up a notch better? Right? If you're down for that commitment, put a me in the comments, like a notch above. Maybe that's you're not on camera and then you are on camera. Maybe that's you never connect and chat, and maybe you are chatting. Maybe you never raise your hand and then you do raise your hand. Maybe you actually put on some pants rather than sweats on the bottom. I don't know who you are. You don't have to tell us, but that's a huge thing. You put on lipstick today. That's huge, right? And it does something for yourself, because you prove energetically, like you said, Vanessa, that you deserve this, that you are a leader, that you are doing something huge. So, gosh, Vanessa, that is so, so good. We are so proud of you. We need to do part 2s and 3s and everything. We have limited time today, but what you just shared right there is so massive. And thank you, because you have no excuse. We have no excuses, because it's harder for you in that space. So, Vanessa,
can I add one more thing?
Yeah.
This is the last thing. The best advice someone ever gave me, ever. So you talk about for building a team, is that they said, and this is a generalization, of course, but no one will ever outperform you. So the people you bring on will really ever outperform you. So if you work 2 hours a day, generally speaking, everyone else work 1 hour a day. So you have to outperform constantly, so that they can, it lifts them up a level too. And when I was told that, again, you sort of think about it, they don't actually know how many hours you're working. No one knows, because we're all at home and we're all things. But energetically, again, they know. And when I heard that no one will outperform you, and I have to remind myself of that constantly, by the way, because I don't live it every day. But when I remind myself of that constantly, it lifts me to think, well, if I keep doing more, the others will come up as well. So from a team building, that's that was a big one for me personally, anyway.
So good.
Sorry.
No, nothing to be sorry about. Vanessa, bombs drop. Thank you so much. My goodness, so proud of you, and can't wait to see you at PX.
Thank you.
Seeing you walk the stage for sure.
I know. Thank you, James. Thanks for everything you do and you bring to us.
You're welcome. An honor. Man, guys, did you pick up something today? Sorry, no, we went a little bit long, but just so much goodness.
Yeah, sorry.
These guys are making it happen, right? So, okay. Remember, tomorrow we're going to be doing our drawing to what Allison was talking about. So be sure this week, log in your enrollments. We're going to continue to do this up until PXP. Remember, we have a grand prize at the end of actually a wealth building masterclass with Darren Zobrist himself as a CEO. But every week we're giving out some really cool goodies. So spend the time today, document your stuff, however big, however small, it's all amazing. We want to celebrate you. Tomorrow on this call, we're going to celebrate. And these calls on Friday, we finish the week strong and we talk about what's to come up the next week. How do you set things up? We're getting a pace and a rhythm down together. So lots of amazingness. Other than that, we will thank you, Fran. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Vanessa. I am #inspired like crazy. I'm going to go run through a brick wall now. And I will put on some, I saw some say, put on lipstick. I'm so excited. I would almost put on some lipstick. That excited, almost. But anyways, all right. We're going to enter into time of prayer. So if you want to linger for that, absolutely do so. If you want to hop off, we honor that. But we're going to toss it right over to Paula Allen.
Good morning. That was so good and so powerful. I am wearing my Champions Retreat shirt, if you can see that. By the way, James, it is amazingly soft. So thank you for the high quality shirt.
You're welcome.
So what I feel on my heart today to pray about is how, kind of what we were talking about here in closing, how we show up to our day, how we show up to life. We represent our businesses and we represent Jesus. So, God, I just ask, Lord, that if we have ever felt like we didn't do enough or we needed to show up better, we just ask that you would help us to forgive ourselves and to begin fresh today and to begin new today, to look to you, to do better, to be an example of who you want us to be in the world for others to be able to see, and who we want others to be able to see in terms of who we represent in terms of Partner Co. and our businesses. God, we just pray that each of us would take this enthusiasm and this excitement, and we would take that into our businesses, and we would realize that if 10% convert, that we don't get in a position to where we beat ourselves up, Lord. We just look at that as, statistically speaking, this is what we expect. So God, help us to not feel defeated, but to feel encouraged. God, together we rise. We rise with you. We desire to serve you, to serve others, to help others, Lord. God, we pray that you would direct our path to who we can serve next and how we can ultimately serve you the best by serving others. God, we thank you. And I just can't thank you enough. I know I say this a lot, but I thank you for these all natural products that do lead to people's health being increased. And we thank you for the people on this call that their health has increased. We pray that you would continue to bless them, Lord. And we ask that you would bless our leadership. We honor them and we thank them for all that they do and they pour into us and putting these calls together to help us to all grow, for our enthusiasm, our excitement, and just everything to come together and to culminate into something that we can all be proud of. We are truly better together. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Paula.
Amen.
Have a blessed one, everyone.
Amen. Thank you.
Paula, thanks, Allison, Vanessa. Thank you,
Bye,
Fran.
everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great
Bye.
day, all.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ladies.
ladies. It was
Bye,
awesome.
everybody.
Thank you all and God bless.
Everybody.
Have a great